Hey everyone, day 15 of the prostate cancer radiation report. We finished my 15th treatment this morning, and this is about the 5th take for the report because the previous 4, the small postural muscles in my back kept seizing up to the point where I couldn't even concentrate. And that's not a side effect of the radiation, but it is a side effect of the ADT, the androgen deprivation therapy. And that's proving to be the more difficult issue for me. The radiation seems to be going okay, as I've been noting. The discouraging news, I suppose, is tomorrow I'm due for another Lupron injection, which is the main part of the ADT treatment. And that Lupron just makes sure that my body and the appropriate glands do not produce or generate any testosterone. So that's been an interesting experience, to say the least. So battling with, again, several different things here. The side effects of the surgery and having the nerves around my prostate tampered with, that affects sexual function and incontinence. Then having the ADT, which obviously eliminates testosterone and all the things that testosterone does in the male body and what it's needed for in the male body, and all the side effects of that, which are long, many, and dramatic. And then the radiation on top of it, which is at least more of a mental battle than anything, and the constant reminder. You know, it's impossible to be distracted and forget about it for a few days when you have to go in every morning and start the process of drinking a lot of water and things like that. And at any rate, you know all about that. I've been talking about that. I will tell you this, you know, I'm in great spirits. I've got a good attitude. I'm really working hard. I mentioned yesterday about how intentional I am against protecting my mind against rumination and those dark places. But I say that, and it's important for you to know that while I say that, it is a battle. And maybe today more than some of the other days, you know, you every once in a while you see yourself thinking about the ruminating, let's put it that way, and going down the what ifs and all those kinds of things. And that's an ongoing battle and something you have to be very intentional about. So, you know, I spent some time today wondering, you know, and about what would happen if, kind of thing. And then you find yourself, you know, it's what's ironic to me is I've always been one to teach about and lecture about and actually even, you know, be really adamant about, you know, make sure you embrace the future. In fact, the shirt I'm wearing, "Chaos is the package your potential arrives in," it's one of the slogans that I use. And, you know, navigating complexity and all this, I've commented on this before. And I've always been one to say, you know, you never want to go back to the past, you know, embrace the future and move on. And I found myself talking with my wife this morning during the drive into radiation, and I told her, I said, you know, the hardest thing here is I'm battling more now than I have in decades on the telling myself, boy, I just wish I could go back to before, you know. And then I have to shake myself out of that because I firmly believe that the end is better than the beginning. It's just in that liminal space in between what once was and what will be is that uncertainty and the unknown. And the ancients called that liminal space. In science, they call it phase transition, which is the period between a liquid, H2O, the water form, you put it in an extreme conditions and it freezes, right? It becomes ice. It changes from a liquid to a solid. But there's a phase transition in between those two realities that it's not fully being identified as a liquid. It's not yet able to be identified as a solid, and that's phase transition. That's the unknown, the scary place, the place where you're no longer what you were, but you're not yet what you are or what you're going to be. And I find myself in an incredible liminal space right now, and I'm getting a lot of opportunity to learn what I really believe, what I really think, you know, and those kinds of things. So I suppose that's good as well. But anyway, just letting you know where I'm at in my headspace. 9 times out of 10, I'm doing great. And today was a little bit rougher in terms of thinking about those things. But tomorrow's going to be a different day, and we're moving onward and upward. See you tomorrow.